Hey everybody, welcome back to True Talk. We're here with Mallet Editor, as always, and our lovely guest, Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. Vlad, how are you, friend?
I am fantastic. I fought a tornado today, but, no pulled muscles, so I'm doing great.
Good. Yeah, I heard about all those, all the tornadoes and bad weather, so I hope anybody who was in the path of that was safe. I was right in the middle of it, so I was sitting watching the weather with two upset cats the entire time. It was not fun. Mallet, how are you?
Y'all need to stop having bad weather.
And then we're just
getting all the clouds and stuff where I live, and it hurts. I'll make it stop. I'm doing all right.
Good. Well, guys, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But before we get started, why don't we talk about what have you guys been playing? What have you been streaming or maybe even playing off stream? You know what, Mallet? We'll start with you since we talked to Vlad first.
Apex! Lots of Apex Legends. I'm terrible, but I have a lot of fun. I'm always keeping up with my murdering ways on Mondays with Dead by Daylight, hanging lots of people on meat hooks, and in my off time, a little bit of Civ 6, actually.
Okay.
Nice.
I think I saw that was on sale in a Humble Bundle recently.
Yes.
For like $15.
I know.
Which is like,
I think because the new DLC just came out, which is like 40.
Okay. Yeah. So they're trying to pull people in for that. Okay. I see.
Well, apparently the DLC has volcanoes and things, and your civilization can get wiped out by natural disasters now.
Oh. Okay, now that sounds fun. That sounds cool.
More murder.
Yeah. Mallet's perfect game. All right,
instead
Vlad.
of just 4 people, millions.
Yes.
Vlad, what have you been playing, man?
I recently took up The Forest. I played that for the first time last week. For the charity stream, I ended up falling in love with it. It's terrifying. I've also been playing Far Cry New Dawn, which is a badass game all in itself. So I've been pretty happy so far.
Nice. Yeah, I remember I came in the night you started The Forest, and you said that you were pretty terrified of it.
It's still terrifying. It hasn't changed.
I mean, it looks pretty scary. I haven't played it, but I've watched a lot of people play it, and it looks like a pretty good scare.
Oh yeah, definitely. There are monsters in there that have assorted genitalia on them that will try to attack you. They are quite large. And it's the worst thing ever.
What's large? Their heads?
At least like the height of Hulk.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds pretty rough.
Oh yes, without a doubt.
So yeah, guys, I have been playing GTA 5 and LA Noire have been my two stream games lately. I finished Spider-Man, first platinum trophy on PlayStation ever. And completed everything there was to do in the game except for the new game plus and like the hardest difficulty. But everything else, if you go through right now, it's 4 lines of 100%. So that game was fantastic, and I loved it.
Wow.
All right. Well done.
Thanks. Yeah, Mallet, you want to get us started off? Let's introduce our good friend Vlad to everyone here.
Alrighty, let's get this party started. Alright, everybody, so this is Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. He is an awesome human being. So, to start us off, who are you? What do you stream?
I am your Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. I've also been known as the Marvel of Moscow, the Savior of Stalingrad, and Twitch's only superhero. So, I've been streaming for 6 months now. I'm a variety streamer, so I play anything and everything I can get my hands on.
Sounds like fun. I mean, there's lots of stuff to save on Twitch.
Oh,
I think we might be able to get where your name, but how did you get your name? Because I am very curious.
So, approximately, how long ago was it? I believe it's been 6 years ago. I became a superhero, just as Vlad. As you can tell with the accent, I'm originally from Russia, born there, came over here to the US when I was 16. At the age of 20, I became a superhero. I just called myself Vlad. Once I ended up on Twitch, I went, what is catchy that people like? People like Spider-Man. He's a superhero. Friendly Neighborhood Spider. Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. It makes sense.
Yeah, That seems simple enough, especially since Vlad's been the name of so many villains over the years. I mean, we've had Vlad the Impaler, we've had Vlad. I mean, come on, practically any movie with a vampire has a bad guy named Vlad in it.
It really does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like John to them. It's like John to vampire movies is Vlad.
Vladimir is a very common name.
Yeah, so definitely makes sense that you want to make yourself seem a tad bit more approachable because you don't want people to be scared when they're saving you. And I mean, come on, superhero health insurance is high enough without adding to it.
Yeah.
All right, so what keeps you motivated to stream? Like on those days when you're not feeling it, what gets you on the computer?
So it kind of falls back to the whole reason why I'm on Twitch. I was kind of hesitant to start streaming. I had a friend who said, "Hey, you have the right personality to make people laugh." And I've always enjoyed making people laugh outside of being a superhero, just being normal Vlad. So once I realized I could make people laugh in a nice sort of way, that keeps me going. So as long as I have at least one person laughing, I'm happy.
That's fantastic. That's an absolutely fantastic. So now here's the real important question that I am wondering, and I'm sure everybody else is. Do you have a secret identity?
Nope, it's just me, Vlad. Vlad Alien.
No, Spider-Man ain't got nothing on you. So
Yeah, we all know his.
Yeah.
All right, and then lastly, like, what's something cool about you that, you know, maybe your normal stream community knows, but the world at large doesn't?
The mask does come off. I also have the symbol of the immortal Iron Fist on my chest. That's where I have my superpowers.
Ooh, fancy. All right. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you feel is important about your stream that you want people to know?
If you're a fan of, let's say, if you're a fan of superheroes, accents, farting, and explosions, I'm probably the man for you.
Perfect.
Right?
Well done, Vlad. I'm all for explosions, especially when people blow up in them.
Those are the best.
But I have to know, Vlad, do you look at the explosions, or are you a cool guy?
No, you have to walk away.
Yeah, right? You have to, like...
burning your irises.
You have to, like, turn on a heel and just walk off like nothing happened.
You just take the shrapnel to the back.
You're more likely to survive that way.
Yeah, that way it doesn't hurt as much, right?
Yes. So many pieces of wood and shrapnel have been stuck in my butt cheeks and ankles. Horrible.
Perfect. I love it.
It's better than taking them to the face. So, you know.
Very important.
Up to the dam.
Yeah, you gotta protect the moneymaker. Right?
There's more area back here to
To block.
Exactly.
I don't even know where I'm going with this.
No one does. It's okay.
Okay. Glad you broke Mallet.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
Yes.
I'm okay,
All right,
I
guys.
promise.
Now that we know Vlad, we've got a lot of really interesting topics to talk about tonight. First, why don't we kick it off and talk about a big streamer that a lot of us know, Shroud. So if you guys haven't seen, Shroud was in an accident, has hurt, I believe it was his arm and his elbow area, and he's gonna have to have surgery. So with that being said, he can't game for a while. So what do you guys think? How is this going to impact him? You know, is this going to impact his views? Is he going to just take some time off, or would this be a good time to maybe branch out into some other stuff, like just chatting streams? What do you guys think would be something he could do here? What do you think is going to happen because of this?
I think he'll bounce back. He's pretty well known. He has good communication with his community. I saw his tweet said, "Hey guys, you know, at least it was my left arm, so my aim is still good. It's just been moving a little slow."
Right.
So he's still keeping in good communication with everybody. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to just do some just chatting because you don't want to overuse that thing. Might fall off. Who knows?
For me, I'll be interested to see how his income gets affected. From what I understand, he's a full-time streamer, and I've seen story after story of full-time streamers who have had to take even one day off. And we're talking like the big guys who stream like 12 hours a day and have gazillions of viewers. Some people who have taken one day off and lost hundreds of subs just in that one day of them not being there. So it'll be interesting to see if there are any articles about how his income's been affected. I agree that branching out into at least a few streams that don't involve his arm would very likely be helpful. Maybe even working on trying to go onto his friends' streams and just be like backseat gaming or something. That'd be funny. Yep. But I also agree in that the reason people watch him is because he's brilliant. So as long as his gameplay gets back up to the level that it was before, and as we said, it's not his aiming arm would be the scarier thing, then I think he'll be okay. But I will be interested to see how badly his income is affected for however long he has to.
Right.
Also, I am looking forward to the story he tells because it was a scooter accident. Now, do we mean like vroom vroom scooter, or was he like on a razor just getting?
I have fallen off a razor before and shredded my knee. I hit a pot. It was like I was like 14 or 15, and my neighborhood at the time was really big and really woody, and that was the fastest way to get around. And I hit a pothole in the street, like a little tiny one. So I guess you really couldn't call it a pothole, more like a crack or something.
Yeah.
And I hit the ground hard.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I had that happen
Razor
too.
scooters are dangerous, man.
Yeah. I flipped forward over the handlebars of a Razor scooter when I was younger. I had on jeans because it was cold, and I went to push, and the jean caught in the wheel, and I just like flipped forward, and I sprained my knee.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Like, it wasn't, obviously I didn't have to have surgery. It wasn't a serious injury. It was more just like ow, that sucks. And then it was kind of like, well, just, ice it and be off of it for a day or so and you'll be fine. But yeah, if it was, Razor scooters don't mess around. They're there to take you out.
And I've fallen face first onto concrete before and concussed myself in the process. So he's actually, depending on how he fell, he's probably pretty lucky he didn't get hurt worse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, what I thought it was one of those like new scooters that you can rent around big cities.
Oh, it might be.
You mean a Segway?
No, they're not a Segway. They're like a
birds.
They're like a scooter.
Birds.
Yeah. They're an actual they're shaped just like a Razor scooter, but they're like electric motors.
They're
they'll
the
just
worst. They're the worst. You know who loves to use them in my city? Drunk people. And you know what's worse than a drunk person in a car? A drunk person in a scooter.
I was gonna say a Vlad on a scooter, but that one's good.
You're not drunk.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But it's like that's the worst. And like my city doesn't really have bike lanes or anything, so you just have scooters in the street. And I rode one once, and it's like you're going probably 10, 15 miles an hour, no helmet. Like, no bike lane, and it's just like, oh boy, I'm gonna die. So, yeah, okay, rant over. Sorry, I hate that. Somebody posted a picture of a bird submerged in a creek near my place once, and it's like, good, that's where it should stay.
Leave it there. I don't even care.
Please.
But yeah, that'll be a really good story whenever he's able to tell that on stream.
Yeah, I want to know, what actually happened, since it was a scooter. And they specifically said a scooter. Not like not a motorcycle, not a dirt bike, a scooter. So we have
also
multiple options of what it could be. Oh my god, I hate those things. I hate those more than you hate the scooters. I think they're not hoverboards. You're on wheels. Okay, we're not getting on that topic. We'll never make our way back.
So now here's the really important question, Vlad. Do you have a super vehicle?
No, I don't. It's I drive a Subaru. I think it's super.
Gets good gas mileage.
I haven't named it yet.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so I've seen a lot of people talking about, like what you said, Mal, that this is probably going to affect his income a lot because he's not going to be able to stream. Cool. But why wouldn't what would a just chatting stream do for that? Would it maybe negate it? Would it maybe cut like the drop off in revenue a little bit because people are still going to come out and check out his stream, But those people who are coming in to be like, well, I want to watch the guy who's like, a god at Apex or whichever game he happens to be playing that day, they're not going to come watch a just chatting stream.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will not get rid of the losses entirely, but I think it can negate it, I guess. Because from what I've read, I'm a part-time streamer. I'm not a full-time streamer. So from what I've read, those full-time streamers who stream for ridiculous hours a day, their biggest problem is their audience decides that they need the content every day.
Mm-hmm.
And when they don't get it, they decide to take their services elsewhere, especially in situations where oftentimes people can't afford to sub to more than one streamer beyond, say, a Twitch Prime sub or just one sub. So they feel if they're not getting their money's worth, they're going to take that sub and that view elsewhere. And especially, with so many younger people, I think, having Twitch Prime and being able to maybe only sub to one person. Not everybody has the be able to sub to multiple streamers. They want to make their money worth it. And if they aren't streaming, most of the time people don't care about the reason.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Vlad, what do you think?
It's just going from the tweet he had about his aiming arm. So I'm guessing, of course, he's using PC. If he wanted to, he could just go to just console controller and play something less labor intensive just to have some sort of gameplay going. I think with his following, even being a full-time streamer, as long as he's streaming, I think he'll be alright. He's likely to see some sort of drop. I wouldn't say huge by any means, but he's going to see a drop if he's playing something different than usual that's less labor intensive. But you might see a spike up because fans are like, oh crap, what happened to Shroud? Why is he wearing a sling and playing this random game? Who knows?
One-handed VR.
VR
actually might be really good for him.
Yeah.
Because for the games that you only need one hand for, then he's not worrying about overexerting himself, and he's still, it's a unique experience. And there are even shooters that are one-handed, that are VR games.
Yeah. He could also play through, a lot of games on the Switch that are one-handed with the Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Or even just more like adventure games or other just types of games that maybe aren't as two-arm intensive. Something like maybe Binding of Isaac where you're just moving and just walking. So all he has to do is take his, aiming arm and reach it across to the keyboard and just use WASD as he needs to. It'd be, like you said, I think, Vlad, you're probably right that he could see a dip in that anyway, but with the viewership that he would be still at the top of any directory like that. So someone going to watch that game might see him for the first time ever at this point and go, oh, I don't know who this guy is, but he's got, 50,000 people watching. I'm going to check it out. And then they found a new streamer to watch because they wouldn't venture into, say, the Apex directory.
Exactly.
Because I know all the time people tell me, like, oh, this big streamer did this. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. Oh, he's a Fortnite streamer. Sorry, that's why I don't know who he is. I don't watch Fortnite. So, it's not, I don't think it's a bad thing to branch out, especially in a time like this where he almost doesn't have a choice.
Yes. A platformer would be fine for him.
Yeah, exactly. Anything would work out. But I don't know. I think even if he does see an impact in it, it's going to be for, just his recovery time. I think once, his arm is recovered from the surgery and he's ready to play again, as long as that does happen, he'll be right back where he was. I don't see it being a permanent loss.
Yes.
I think it would be more of maybe a month or two.
Yeah, I agree. Shroud, take notes.
Yeah. You can have all these ideas for free. You're welcome.
Exactly.
Just bring us views.
Should I go ahead and say the old Vine now?
Yes.
And get the meme out of the way?
Yes.
I'll say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
MPI, I like him. Can we keep him?
Yes.
I want to keep him. He's funny.
I'm a hoot.
All right. So while we're on the topic of big streamers, there's been a news article circulating social media that Ninja was paid $1 million by EA to play Apex. Let me rephrase that. He was paid $1 million to play a free game. That just makes it
Ridiculous.
Where's my money? I stream Apex. Where's my money? What? I mean, I don't even want $1 million. I'll take $5. I'll take $5.
Yeah.
That's enough for a hot chocolate at Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you guys feel about this? Does it bother you? Do we care? Is it a big deal? Do we think it sets like a weird precedence for these game publishers that they have to pay these big streamers this kind of money? What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts?
Well, EA isn't exactly the hardest thing. But, so what honestly, in my opinion, Ninja can go do him. Great for him. I'm not gonna badmouth him, but it just seems kind of ridiculous. It's like what is EA getting out of it? Exactly.
Publicity,
right?
advertising.
So,
Free advertising.
I can see why they did it because he's so watched. I get it that it's easy advertisement, but yeah, it's silly to me. But I'm also not a huge fan of EA anymore. So, take it with what you can.
Right.
Neither is most of Reddit, don't worry.
That's true.
I guess I don't think it's new, Game companies have been paying gamers to play their games for as long as live playing games or video recorded games have been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm genuinely not surprised, actually. EA dropped Apex with no warning, no pre-advertising. Nobody knew it was coming. And they had to do something to get people to pay attention, and combine that with the fact that right now Apex's biggest rival is Epic Games and Fortnite. Of course, when you're EA and you've got money to burn, people hate you, you've still got the money to burn. Of course, you're going to pay the A, top streamer, and B, top Fortnite streamer to play your Battle Royale instead of Epic's Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Ninja's everywhere right now. It's like, it's not just, him playing Fortnite. It's him making deals with Samsung, and it's him, being on, the Times Square New Year's show and all that stuff. So it makes sense as a marketing decision to me. And honestly, $1 million is actually relatively cheap for an advertising plan. So.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I still want my money. I play Apex. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I'll play Apex if you pay me. Dang, I'll at least try it. That's what they basically had him do was, here's money, try the game. Because they wanted to pull him away from Fortnite and get him to play Apex all the time.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, I understand the thinking in it. It makes sense, Like you said, it's Ninja. He's the face of Twitch, basically, at this point. So why wouldn't we want him playing our game in front of all of his viewers, in front of everyone, especially if he goes back to, Times Square or gets on whatever giant thing he's on this time, or where he was at, I think it was Coachella, and he was streaming. Why wouldn't we want him streaming that in front of everyone? And, if we can say, here's $1 million, just give it a shot, and he gets hooked, phew, man, we're making way more money than we just spent out there. Even, it's like you said, Mallet, it feels like it's just part of the advertising budget at that point. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's something that more companies are starting to do, is say, okay, well, hey, we've got this much money for website advertisements. We've got this much money for TV advertisements. Here's some money. Let's take this money and give it to content creators to play our game. Just say, hey, if you play it for an hour on stream, here's $100 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't know many streamers that are going to turn it down unless they're just absolutely not interested in the game at all.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody who would turn down $1 million, regardless of interest in the game.
Oh, I mean $100.
I wouldn't turn that down either.
Exactly. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me, because whether you're Ninja or, you have an average of 10 viewers or anywhere in the middle, that's a face that game is going to be in front of. And it's not just going to be pre-rendered, pre-made, cutscenes. It's going to be that guy's playing it, that guy's having fun. This girl's playing it, she's having a great time. They're playing it together, damn, they're having a lot of fun. We spent $100 and that kid played our game for an hour, and now his friends want to play it because they saw him actually playing it.
Exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Sponsored streams and sponsored YouTube videos have been around basically since the medium started.
Yeah.
It's no different than any other type of advertising, except in this case, to people who think that advertising is the devil, it's far more subtle. So.
Yeah, and I think this came in front of everyone because it was Ninja, and because it was EA.
Yes.
You have the biggest streamer, which he's the biggest streamer. He's going to have people that don't like him just because of that. And then you have EA. I'll hand you a laundry list of reasons why we don't like EA most of the time, and that's fine.
Reddit.
So you get two things together that are big, that people don't like just because, they don't like it. It's gonna come out and be a news story somewhere.
Exactly.
So, Vlad, would you play a game you hated for $1 million?
Oh, without a doubt.
Sell out.
I could get a brand new super suit. Oh my god, how nice that would be?
Oh yeah, I bet those are expensive. You probably go through them so quickly. Think about
it. A brand new one, but it's pretty thick and heavy, so I don't have a whole lot of if I go here, I can kind of touch my hands. Okay. So I have to go under my boob plate and do that. So this model is thicker. It can take rounds, but I lose a lot of flexibility.
So, super suit manufacturers, if you're listening,
please
talk to Vlad. He could work something out for probably $1 million at least. Yeah,
and you want to make sure that it doesn't get ripped easily during fights with villains because I can't imagine the budget for that. How do superheroes get paid?
What?
How do superheroes get paid?
It's normally through city contract.
That makes sense. Okay. It's freelance work.
Okay, that makes sense. You keep the city from getting blown up. They pay you the taxes that everybody pays them. Okay.
Exactly.
But do they take money out for all of the buildings that get destroyed in the process?
Oh, I've never asked. So, not my problem.
He's like, I don't know. I just get paid.
But wouldn't that make your insurance premiums ridiculous, though?
Yeah, they're not great. Let's just say that.
This would be like a special company.
Do you have to have a side job or something? Superman had to be a reporter.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I work security undercover a whole lot. Yep, it helps.
Smart.
I blend in, other than the accent.
There we go.
I also don't have to worry about as much damage because, my power level, not Super Saiyan kind of shit, but how strong I am is in no comparison to Superman or something like that. So I can't drop a skyscraper with one of my punches.
Okay.
I can destroy your Vida bug or your Prius though.
Okay.
Wreck that whole thing.
Please wreck the stupid bugs. Please wreck the bugs.
That sounds like it's going to stop more crime than throwing a building, but I don't know. I'm not a superhero.
I'm sure you could squash a villain just by throwing a car.
Yeah, there you go.
I could hit him with what the chat was saying, my super rule.
Yes! Yes! Man, I want to be a superhero now. I'd just probably break him. I'll be like Mr. Glass. I'll be the criminal mastermind in the back room who always gets hurt every time she tries to do something. Love that.
Or you would quickly turn into a villain because you always want to murder everyone.
That's what I said. Super villain.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I heard superhero. Sorry.
I said that first, but then I thought about it, and it's me. But,
changed my mind.
So, yeah, being a hero is boring. Hey, every superhero needs an arch nemesis.
It's true. Do you know who mine is?
No, I don't. You should tell us. I want to know.
He's the
so I can kill them. He's the who?
The fecalator.
The fecalator.
Yes. He has the telepathic ability to make people poop their pants. He's a horrible, horrible person.
I'm gonna go kill him. I'm gonna go kill him.
I wish. Yeah, he's still out free. I had to buy a new box of the pins. It wasn't fun.
It's okay. Give me 1 second.
I broke Mallet again.
Mallet's broken. All right. Well, while Mallet tries to gain her composure, Vlad, do you have any final thoughts on Ninja making this much money to play a video game?
It's Ninja being Ninja. He's been paid to advertise huge games. It makes sense.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like anything new, and it doesn't seem any different than, you know, a professional athlete being paid to, you know, wear Nike or Adidas or whatever it is. The only difference
Or Cowboys jerseys.
you know, I mean, to be fair, if you're on the Cowboys, you get paid to wear the jersey. Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, it's just, honestly, it might even help all of us because that's news about Twitch. That's people learning what Twitch is. So, who knows? It could help all of us. We'll see.
Right, and that's kind of what I always go to. Like, every time somebody complains about Ninja getting such and such happening, or this big streamer had this happen, like, but a lot of those people now have found Twitch, and they never would have known about it before. Sure, you're not going to get every single person that went to watch Ninja and Drake play Fortnite or whatever it was that they did a while ago. I don't remember what all that was about. But you have the possibility to get some of them checking out other games, checking out other streamers, or going, I had no idea this existed. I've always wanted something like this, and now I found it. And then it's, I don't think it's ever a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why people always have to make a big deal out of when these stories come out. Like I said, it's the exact same thing as any other professional athlete, you know, movie star, anyone getting paid to promote a product. It's the same
Because
thing.
they're not the ones getting paid to promote the product.
I guess that's true, but like, I don't know. I don't watch a commercial and go, God, Robert Downey Jr. got paid money to do this and I didn't. That's stupid. Matthew McConaughey got paid for that commercial about cars. I didn't. Oh, nobody knows who I am.
Speaking of Robert Downey Jr., speaking of Robert Downey Jr., the Avengers trailer. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So, as a working superhero, what do you think about the Avengers? And
They're beautiful. I love them. They're so amazing. They're part of the reason why I am a superhero. Along with the late and great Stan Lee.
Yes, that's true.
Amen.
Guys, can we go back to talking about Spider-Man for a minute? No, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it.
I haven't played it yet. I've
Okay.
got a friend who works at that game company, and I haven't played it yet.
It's a beautiful story.
Yes.
It's really well done.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So the real question is, did you get snapped by Thanos? There was a website that came out after Infinity
I
War,
did.
and you could see whether or not you got snapped. I survived.
Oh, I didn't. I haven't seen that. I'm doing it right now.
I think it's called "Did Thanos Kill You?" or something like that. So Google that, and then you can see whether or not you got snapped.
Did Thanos
After
kill
watching
me?
Infinity War, me and a lovely group of individuals decided to go out drinking because we were hurting on the inside.
I cried like a little baby, and my boyfriend, who's not near, he enjoys them, but he's not a giant fanboy like I am a fangirl. He was laughing at me. We were back in the theater, and I'm bawling, and he's laughing his head off.
So, according to the website, I was killed by Thanos.
Yep.
Hi guys, I lived. So
Lucky, I get snapped.
Yep.
well, I cannot wait. I'm actually really impressed with how the trailer haven't given anything away.
Yeah, they're doing really well with it.
They're keeping everything very close to the chest, giving away very little that we didn't already know. And I am, as soon as those tickets go on sale, I'm buying one for the midnight release because I'm not missing it.
Oh, without a doubt.
So, I watched the trailer, and I have not read the comic books. I like the movies. The movies are awesome. I like superheroes. I like the idea of superheroes, things like that. I've never been a big comic book fan. So I know every time these come out, I have my friends who have been huge comic book fans, and they're like, oh, this is happening. Things are going to happen. It's going to be big. And I'm like, I know what happened in the last movie. I get to go off of that. And I almost prefer that. Because I'm not going into it going, oh, I know what's going to happen. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be completely surprised by everything.
Yes. So the only thing... Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
After you.
So, as you can see, I'm a huge comic book nerd. Honestly, with how the Russo brothers are doing it, it's anybody's guess. Most nerds right now are just theorizing stuff that isn't going to happen. The Russo brothers are doing an amazing job of using elements from multiple comics to make a story that is new all in itself. So, even being a comic book nerd, I don't feel like anything's ruined. So trust me, you're not missing anything. They are doing a really good job with these.
It's a whole different universe, which is what makes it so cool. I mean, like, we joke about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it really is its own story. I mean, I grew up reading comics because my dad bought and sold them, and he had a comic book room. I'm super jealous. It was my parents' anniversary a few weeks ago, and my mom got my dad a sized Captain America shield. It's not fair. No, like actual round, like movie prop style Captain America shield. It's insane. But I mean, I adore the movies. I saw Captain Marvel weeks ago, loved it, totally recommend it. So I know this has nothing to do with games, but I just about screamed at my desk at work today when I saw the new trailer. So yeah.
Nice.
And that would have been frowned upon, I promise. So
just completely quiet in the office, and Mal is just like, ah!
Pretty much.
What the hell is happening? What is happening over there? Just
Pretty
like,
much.
it's okay. I just saw the Avengers trailer. Go back to work. Don't worry.
I mean, it's a small office, and I'm the youngest person by quite a bit. Like most of them have children older than I am.
Yeah.
To put in perspective of how much younger I am than everyone. Yeah, it would have gone over well.
So if you were screamed, there have been a few heart problems throughout the entire area.
Ouch.
Dang.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess back to gaming now. Sorry, complete and utter tangent. Just Avengers!
Yeah. No, you're fine. That's exciting. I mean, I would consider it part of, like the same type of culture for a lot of people who would be into gaming will probably want to watch a superhero movie. So I think it fits. I think we're fine.
Yay!
But, guys, let's talk about what I think was the biggest news on my timeline this entire week. And just, I stopped looking at Twitter for a little while because it was all I was seeing and I couldn't stand to see it anymore. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, is coming to PC. I have a lot of thoughts on this, so I'll let you guys go first, and then we can roll it back, and I'll get myself out of the Halo part of it, and then we'll go on to the rest of it, because it's coming to Steam, of all places. It's going to be on Steam.
Can I go first? Because I won't be long.
Yep.
I'll just go ahead and be honest. I really don't care because I know nothing about this game, never played it, know nothing about it. The end.
Fair. That's easy enough.
Next!
So even though now I have a PlayStation 4, I had an original Xbox back in the day, loved Halo, played the crap out of Halo 2. Halo 3 was my introduction into large-scale, multiplayer, going nuts, staying up for hours and hours. So I'm excited for it, even though I don't have a PC yet. Hopefully it's soon, because I really want to play all of it.
Okay.
Very excited.
Okay, so let's start with just the Halo part of it. So if you guys don't know, I love Halo. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's like what got me into hardcore serious gaming. Vlad, like you said, man, Halo 3 was like my introduction to online gaming with my friends. to staying up until I could see the sun and still talking to my friends when we're all going, oh shit, we have to get up for school in 2 hours. All right, well, let's go get some coffee and go to school and talk about Halo. Like it was like our thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really care that it's coming to PC. I'm excited because people will get to play it. People who didn't have the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One will get to play Halo. But Halo 1, Halo 2 were on PC. Nobody cared. It didn't do well. It was an Xbox title. It was an Xbox seller. People bought the Xbox just to play Halo. So going back to the PC, I feel like we're to the point now where we've got a lot of people who grew up with the Xbox, played Halo, and now, they built their gaming PC. They might still have an Xbox One with the Master Chief Collection on it, but I want to play it on my PC.
Yeah.
So we're re-releasing some of these games. We had Halo, so there was Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, and then Combat Evolved in the Master Chief Collection. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 coming out on PC. This will be the fourth time it's released because of this.
I can see why they're doing it.
I think it makes total sense, and I'm glad that they're doing it so people can play Halo. I want people to play Halo because I love Halo, so I want other people to love Halo. But man, like just blowing up my Twitter timeline, a lot of it was people who play Halo already, like professionally, or play Halo and love Halo. They do videos on it. They're into the
White
lore.
Shadow.
And then now they're like, oh, I'm gonna play it on PC too. And I'm like, but you've been playing it on Xbox for like ever. Like, why was this such a big deal?
Right.
Okay. My second thought on all of this.
All right. Lay it on.
It's the Master Chief Collection. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, it was Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4, all released as one big bundle on the Xbox One. So we had games that were, remastered to be in better quality because they came out so long ago on the original Xbox. You could play them online again with your friends, and it was going to be amazing. Like, the whole Halo community was just, like, up in arms, like, yes, this is everything!
Yes, but it's not.
And then it was the most broken game that released on the Xbox One, I think, ever.
How? If it was literally just 4 games smushed together.
You couldn't load online games. The campaign sometimes wouldn't load. There were times where basically the disc was just useless.
Wow.
And it feels like they've been trying since this released in 2014 to get it working. And to get it to be what it should have been and what everyone expected it to be. It was so bad when it launched that they had another Halo game that they added that they gave to people for free. An add-on that was originally going to be paid, they gave it to people for free.
Wow.
And from what I've seen, and from what I understand, there are still issues with it on Xbox today. It's a lot better than it was, but it's still not perfect. And instead of getting that fixed, we're porting it to PC. There's also been an announcement of the next Halo. Why can't we just move on?
Right.
Because it makes money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the simple answer. Because
you're not wrong,
money.
But that's where I'm at with the community. Why can't the community just move on?
Because so much
nostalgia.
That's exactly.
Go play your original Xbox that you still have in a storage tub. Just plug it up and play the original game.
That takes effort.
So
a combination of nostalgia and laziness.
I would rather just see the next game. Because
why walk 20 steps up to the attic to get your Xbox out of storage, 2 steps to your computer, and download a game?
Yeah.
I guess.
Logic.
Are they completely just ignoring ODST?
So ODST was the game that they gave for free if you had it on the Xbox One and played it before a certain date. After that point, if you wanted to play the campaign or firefight of ODST, you had to buy it. I think it was like $5. It's not, extremely expensive at this point. And then they're doing the exact same thing with Halo Reach now for the PC release and the Xbox. If you want to play the multiplayer, it's free. So you can play, head-to-head, versus multiplayer in Halo Reach. But if you want to play the campaign again, or you want to play the firefight mode again, you have to buy that for $5. So they're kind of taking full campaigns that came out a while ago and making them basically DLC expansions.
Okay.
I personally probably wouldn't buy it, and I don't think a whole lot of people are going to buy it because they're not going to want to play through the campaign as much as they'll want to do the multiplayer, but people are going to buy it with it.
Well, yeah. People are going to buy plenty.
And if you're already buying the whole collection, it's $5. It's not that expensive.
Wow.
So the other side of that, which I think is more interesting and could have a bigger, effect on a lot of people, is that it's coming to Steam.
That is weird.
Okay, I'm really sorry. My face is bleeding right now. You guys excuse me for a second, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
You're
I
fine.
apologize.
So yeah, while Mallet has to take care of some things, Vlad, what do you think about it coming to Steam? Why didn't they just do it on the Microsoft Store like they've done every other Microsoft first-party game?
That is a really weird, it's a very odd point, because Microsoft has always had them, so why wouldn't they just release it to their own thing? My thought is that since most large-scale gamers use Steam a whole lot, it'd be easier for them to do that. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because more people use Steam over Microsoft, and they'll be able to reach more people. But yeah, it's weird that they didn't do both or just Microsoft. They did it only Steam. It is a little that's weird, to say the least.
So, Mallet, you play games on PC.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you bought a game from the Microsoft Store?
Never. I don't even know what that is.
Okay. So, I'm thinking they know that people don't use it. They know that it doesn't really work well. And when Windows 10 was first coming out and they were announcing, you can buy the games digitally, you can play it on both your Xbox, your PC. We want you to buy games that are Microsoft first party from the Microsoft Store on PC, which I understand. Mm-hmm. It makes sense to me. It's a Microsoft game on a Microsoft product. Why wouldn't you just keep it there so that they can make all of the money?
Yes.
I think that they're seeing people don't want to use this. People use Steam. Let's sell it on Steam.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if Epic tried to get in on that at all. Or was it Microsoft reaching out to Steam and saying, hey, we want to sell our game on your platform?
Ooh.
I think people still think of Epic as a niche thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like Fortnite players use it. If you don't, and a lot of people play Fortnite. But
Right.
if you don't, or even if you're an irregular Fortnite player.
Well, with them trying to kind of open their own storefront almost, that's the best way I can look at it, is open their own storefront. With, they had Metro Exodus was a exclusive on the Epic launcher. And that happened after people were able to pre-order it on Steam. They give away a free game every month on the Epic launcher. They're trying to get up there with Steam.
Yes.
I wonder if Microsoft didn't even look at them.
I wouldn't doubt it. Steam's been around for such a long time, and there's so many games on it, that I feel like they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they didn't do that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games of all time is a PS Vita port, of all things, that I bought on Steam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, have you ever heard of the Danganronpa franchise?
No, but it sounds like a hoot.
It's Japanese visual murder mystery novel, and it's the coolest thing ever. There's like 4 games, and it's a lot of fun, but they were Vita exclusives originally, and they all got ported to Steam. So, I mean, I wouldn't have played them had they not been on Steam. So,
Makes sense.
I am so sorry, guys. This is disgusting.
It's okay. But yeah, so I think it's, also partially just that Steam has an actual discoverability, where the Epic's launcher doesn't have that. They don't have a way to say, hey, this game just came out, go check it out. They're just kind of like, okay, well, you happen to know that this game is on this platform. Do you want to play it? Cool, you can buy it. Have you never heard of it? You're probably not going to find it.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see if this is going to happen more with Microsoft, or if this is a one-off thing specifically for this. Because they've made a pretty big deal about games anywhere, or play anywhere. If you buy it digitally from your Xbox or the Microsoft Store on PC, you can play it on the other, whichever one. So let's say I'm sitting here right now, I pull up the Microsoft Store and I buy Sea of Thieves. I would never do that, but let's say I did it. I can download it on my Xbox in the living room, and I can play with my friends who happen to play on PC as well, and I can go back and forth. Or, let's say you travel, you buy a game on your Xbox, you love it, you have a gaming laptop, you take it with you to the hotel, you can pick it up and play it.
Yeah.
How is this going to impact all of that? Will they move to Steam and just somehow say this, you can connect them? Because they did announce, if I remember right, that you can stream games from your PC to your Xbox. But are they just going to work with Steam to be able to do that?
I don't know.
Or will it be, if you want it to be play anywhere, you have to buy from the Microsoft Store? If you only have a gaming PC and you could not care less about that, you can buy it from Steam and have it in your Steam library instead.
It's kind of a cluster. I'm curious to see what happens.
I've felt like that's what was going on with Microsoft for a long time, with like selling games in different ways. Like, okay, well, all of these Microsoft first-party games came out. Okay, well, now if you buy it digitally, it's you can play it on both. Yeah. But what if you buy it physically? Well, sorry, you can't. Then with the Microsoft Store on the PC just kind of being a flop and awkward and weird, I don't know. I felt like they've just been kind of like trying to go everywhere and try to like scramble to figure it out what they want to do and how best to do it for a while now.
Yes. Yeah, they're trying to do too many things and they're not doing great at them. They should focus in and make a handful of things really good.
I think so too.
They have too many balls in the air, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's just they're all over the place, and I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Sounds like the story of my life.
It sounds like my daily life, yeah.
Oh boy, it's getting late.
It is. Yeah, guys, what are your final thoughts on all of this? Do you have any thoughts on any of it that you've come up with maybe while we've been going over the show the rest of this time here?
Go ahead, Nelly.
I need to get out more. That's what I got.
So my summation of everything is I want to hear the story about Shroud. Ninja, his life still doesn't affect me. Super excited about the venture. And I'm curious to see if Microsoft ever gets their shit together.
No.
I can answer that one for
tell
you.
you the answer. No.
It's going to be all over the place for a while still.
Right. But yeah, let's... it's interesting to see on all of these, to say the least.
Yep, I think so too. I think... the biggest thing that you said that I agree with is, Look, man, Ninja's life still doesn't affect me. I still don't get paid millions of dollars whether he does or not, so I don't care if he
Still
does.
doing what I love. I'm still kicking ass of thugs and saving people and making people giggle. So, life is good.
Are you taking applications for another supervillain? Because
Possibly.
No,
You
you
have
have to take the original villain out and then you take their spot.
Oh,
yeah, that's not hard.
It's like a King of the Hill thing.
Please. The amount of the pins I've had to wear. I tell the story of the first time I met him all the time.
Please, please, please.
The story of the Pickalator?
Please, 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 please.
Okay, I can do that. But so some of my Vladites and or sidekicks are in the chat, so they're very familiar with this story. When I first started as a superhero, my guy in the chair sent me to a bank that was being robbed. Didn't know by who. I get there, I see an individual standing on top of the teller desks, monologuing like villains do.
Mm-hmm.
And the room kind of stinks. After a while. And I look, and everybody that's in there is holding their stomach and just kind of groaning. I'm like, what? What the hell is going on? So I look at the individual who's monologuing, and I'm like, hey, asshole, get down from there. Whatever you're doing, please stop. And he looks at me, and I found out his abilities isn't purely telepathic. He has to lock eyes with you. So, when the Fecalator is able to lock eyes with you, he has the ability to make you evacuate your body. So, unbeknownst to me, and to my own horrible surprise, something happens to me, incapacitates me, I fall to the ground, he gets away. So, I find him later that day after I've had Imodium, a whole thing of cheese, and a diaper. I'm able to defeat him very easily because he has no physical prowess. He's not very strong. So, once I was able to get close to him and take care of him, it was easy. And now, when we do have him in the Supermax prison, we keep a blindfold on him so he can't use his abilities. Yeah, he's been a thorn in my side. He is my arch nemesis.
A whole thing of cheese.
He sounds like a really, really gross version of Medusa.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I would rather turn to stone.
Okay, I don't know if you have chat polls right now, but somebody asked, do you rent him out to people with constipation? You could make so much money that way.
Exactly.
There you go. Now you just hold him against his will and rent him out to those people.
Not a bad idea.
All right. Vlad, thank you for sharing that story with us.
Oh,
You're a wonderful hero, and Twitch is a much safer place because of you.
MPI, can we please keep him?
Yes.
I want to keep him. He's fun.
Yes. He is a true affiliate. He is part of the community forever, whether he likes it or not. That's part of the contract that you sign. You have to stay forever.
Oh, yeah. It's not the worst contract I've been a part of. That's it.
I mean, it's not. All right. Vlad, so now that we know about you, where can everyone find you?
So, I originally started on Instagram, so you can find me on Instagram at Friendlyneighborhoodvlad. You can find me on Twitter at FNHVlad. They wouldn't let me use the whole thing, it's too long. So, and I recently made my own Facebook page.
There you go.
That's the same name. So, most medias you can find me at Friendlyneighborhoodvlad.
Okay, cool. So what does your stream schedule look like if somebody wants to stop by?
So I'm on, I have the in-laws in, so my usual times are a little off. Most of the time I am on at 9 p.m. So it's normally 2 to 3 times a week. I normally keep those dates posted on either my Twitter or Instagram. I'll be streaming right after this. Once I get everything up and running. I don't know what I'm playing yet, but it will be fun.
Well, there you go, guys. So that's when you can catch Vlad. So don't forget about him. Definitely go give him a follow if you haven't, so you know when he's live, and you can watch him get scared in the forest while saving Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right. Mallet, what about you? Where can we find you? What's your schedule like? And what do you got going on?
Well, Mallet editor for everything. There's a Discord. My stream schedule has been shifted slightly. For those of you in my community, you know, dealing with a bit of a medical issue right now that's causing pretty bad pain in my joints, and so I'm switching to less gaming, slightly more just chatting to see if not sitting at a computer in the same position for 8 hours a day at my job and then another 5 or 6 hours at night might make a slight difference because they can't get me into the specialist until the end of May. So definitely Murder Mondays are still happening. So Dead by Daylight on Mondays where I get to hang people on meat hooks because it's fun. And then Apex Legends on Fridays, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays we will be moving from gaming to just chatting. So yeah, still come. I promise I can be slightly funny and I'm not a complete nutter psycho. Most of the time.
Just sometimes.
99% of the time.
Anti-heroes are good.
That's still not 100% of the time. All right, guys. As always, I'm Mr. Pure Instinct on everything except for Facebook, which is Mr. Pure Instinct TV. So, guys, feel free to swing by anytime. I stream Monday through Thursday. The schedule's a little wonky right now, all over the place. So follow me on Twitter to keep up with everything that's going on with it. So, Mallet, thanks for joining me as always. Vlad, thanks for coming on. Thanks for introducing yourself to the community. Oh, the victory pose. We didn't think we were going to see one, but we did.
Do it. Do it. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Cheer!
Yay!
Yes. All right, guys. As always, this episode will be up on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions about anything we talked about tonight, tweet it at us at TrueTalk_podcast or Mallet or myself on Twitter. If you have anything for Vlad, he told you where to find him. So, guys, we'll be back next Thursday with another episode. And if you missed any of this episode or just want to listen again, it'll be live on Monday. So, thanks for listening, guys. As always, we're going to find someone to raid. I have found our target.
Oh.
We are going to raid the True affiliate Bruising Toaster, who is playing BioShock 2. Bruising Toaster is fantastic person.
That is my toaster.
And I love BioShock. So, guys, go hang out with Bruising Toaster. Show him some love. Give him that true hype. And we'll see you guys next Thursday with another episode. So, bye, everybody.
See ya.